to another edition of GRX SERPs, highlighting interesting and trending headlines in cybersecurity from the week. I'm Dolores Evans, reporting on behalf of CyberGRX. Turning first to updates from Capitol Hill. All eyes were on the recent election and, despite both domestic and foreign threats, a senior official with the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency reports that no specific attacks disrupted Election Day. While a handful of DDoS attacks target state and local election websites and a few technical glitches affected voting equipment, CISA says it saw no activity that should undermine the results of the midterm elections. And more from CISA and an update from the Ransomware Summit. CISA, in partnership with the U.S. Department of State and the Spanish Ministry of the Interior, recently announced a joint project to develop a capacity-building tool to help countries utilize public-private partnerships to combat ransomware. The project is an outcome of the Global Ransomware Summit hosted by the U.S. earlier this month. Spain has taken the lead on the project, which will provide much-needed guidance to nations around the world seeking to develop or deepen public-private partnerships, share information, and build capacity in the fight against ransomware. And in other government news, Texas Congressman Mark Vesey introduced a bill that would invest in cybersecurity curricula in predominantly minority schools and community colleges. The Cybersecurity Clinics Grant Program Act would create a Department of Homeland Security grant program to fund cybersecurity education programs at community colleges and minority-serving institutions. The bill is intended to provide career paths into cybersecurity, give grant recipients practical experience, address the industry's talent gap, and increase the percentage of women and minorities entering the cyber workforce. Shifting to workplace vulnerabilities, Microsoft recently released patches for several zero-day vulnerabilities, including a Windows print spooler elevation of privilege vulnerability, which could enable an attacker to gain system privileges, a Windows cryptographic next-generation key isolation issue, again, potentially resulting in an attacker gaining system control, a Windows scripting language vulnerability that enables remote code execution by luring users to visit a malicious server via email or chat, and a zero-day we previously reported on, a mark of the web security bypass, which disables Microsoft's protected view and allows an attacker to host a malicious website, send malicious emails or text messages, or add malicious content to a compromised website. The good news is that patches are now available and Microsoft is advising all users to install the updates immediately. And if you or your company is a Twitter user, beware. Phishing attacks on Twitter have spiked since Elon Musk took over, coinciding with the launch of Twitter Blue. Twitter Blue, the new paid premium service, promises users prioritized tweets, but cybercriminals have used the launch as an opportunity to steal login credentials from unsuspecting users. The phishing campaign uses both Google Forms for data collection and URLs that redirect users to cybercriminals. The primary targets are users with larger followings, typically media and entertainment companies, including journalists. While Twitter has not historically been a popular target for cybercrime, the recent change in ownership plus the departure of Twitter's CISO have made it an attractive target for hackers. And we close with good news on passwordless authentication. Okta, who was compromised earlier this year, has developed a safer passwordless authentication system aimed at countering the illegitimate use of biometric login data. According to data by Horizon, illegitimate use of credentials was responsible for 48% of breaches in 2021, up from 37% in 2017. Okta's answers to this growing threat is to bind biometric data to the user's device so that only the device can be used for authentication. While biometric data is considered more secure, recent high-profile cases have intercepted one-time passcodes tied to biometrics, and Okta believes this could potentially grow into larger-scale phishing attacks. Okta's new capability will prevent the reuse of login keys generated from a user's biometric data and protect the user's biometrics as they do not leave the user's device. So even if an attacker stole a fingerprint, they can't use it. Okta's advanced phishing resistance for FastPass is in early preview now and is expected to be released in early 2023. And that's it for this edition of GRX SERPs. Subscribe on our YouTube channel to receive future updates. Until next week, I'm Dolores Evans for CyberGRX, the risk management platform that helps you pinpoint, measure, and prioritize your third-party cyber risks so you can plan appropriately and sleep soundly.